Hell yeah! All around me are ICE agents. Hate all races except white faces. Bright and early to catch brown people. No expression, just regression. The tear gas going up their asses. No expression, no expression. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad that ICE makes more money than all our veterans. Maga world, Maga world.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Macron coming to you live once again with another episode of Liquid Politics with comedian Macron. Check it out. Obviously, our country is in a crazy place. It's in a dangerous place. Seems like there was a lot of plans. I'm going to say it straight up. That Project 2025 stuff, it's halfway completed. People were making plans for when Trump won the next presidency. And they are following through with their plans. But guess what? A lot of people are being hurt. We live in a dangerous time in our country. A lot of people are expressing regret. And a lot of people are just finding out how serious this situation really is. So let's get into the show, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, my name is Mac Rome. I'm your host. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. It really helps out with the algorithm. We are a brand new show and we're just trying to get things started. So let's go. Let's hit it.
Remember, we used to say things like, don't let politics get in the middle of and or ruin relationships with friends or family. I do, because that was me. I used to say things like, don't let that ruin it. It's not worth it. But the conversations were usually around subjects like maybe the government was utilizing money on things that you didn't agree with, or the fact that taxes were getting more expensive, or the fact that everyday items were getting more expensive. But the subject has changed. Because if you still support it, then you're okay with the fact that I can get either picked up or harassed because of how I look, the music I'm listening to, or the language I'm speaking. The language that, mind you, I speak every day, especially if I'm on the phone with my mom or dad, or just any other family member that speaks Spanish. Or that maybe I say something to my kids out in public. You're okay with it. So not only has the subject changed, but the conversation about keeping those relationships alive has definitely changed. Because again, you're okay with the fact that my kids, my nieces and nephews, my cousins and their kids, my friends and their kids can either get picked up or harassed because of how they look or what language they're speaking. So yeah, the conversation has changed. As we've learned through this experience, maybe they'll get due process if they do get picked up, maybe they won't. And as crazy as it sounds, maybe they'll get shipped off to another country they've never even been to. And you're okay with it. So yeah, the conversation has changed. And even after all this, my prayer and hope still are that if you supported it and or still support it, and you are Latino, and or you speak Spanish, that you never get a call that your siblings, that your kids, that your nieces and nephews have either been picked up or are getting harassed because of how they look or the language they're speaking.
So, I mean, like, that's pretty deep, man. Basically, the Supreme Court ruled this year that ICE can't racially profile people. And it's not excluded to just Hispanic people. This also includes Chinese, Haitians, people of all colors. So that means Americans of all colors, if you get my drift. Maybe you don't. Some people don't. So I don't want to assume anything. A lot of people like to say, oh, they started with Hispanics, but they're going to move to black people next. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They started with black people. We have always, and I mean since the beginning of this country, even further. I just did a podcast last week that I explained to you that black people have been in America since 1619. America was not founded until 1776. So a full century before America was a country, black people were here. Black people were striving. Black men like Anthony Johnson in the colony of Virginia, where he owned land, slaves, acres. He hired indentured servants. So what happened was the European colonists, they got jealous. They felt like the Africans were others. So this started for black people before America even started. Yes, they are messing with Hispanics now, but guess what? Simultaneously, they are still messing with black people. You don't believe me? I got a witness. Let's check him out.
ICE is detaining black people in Chicago. Do you understand? We told y'all it was going to start with Hispanic people and immigrants, and they were already going after Haitians, already going after my people. So I've been saying this, but like they're now ICE is now detaining black people in Chicago. They just raided a whole apartment complex. Ain't that crazy? They raided a whole apartment complex. And it didn't matter what you were doing in your apartment. You had people roll up in your house, detain you. And if you had a warrant out, they kept you. That's like, what are you doing in my house in the first place? They're detaining black people in Chicago. So, okay. All right. So what now? When does when do we stop working and start working? You know, like, because I don't understand, like, what do we do now?
So, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know the answer to the brother's questions because we're in a bind here. They are continuing to mess with black people while they have started messing with immigrants and Hispanics. And they're going to come right around to the Asians eventually. What it is a prison industrial complex. They built these prisons. They need to keep them full. If you notice, every mayor of every blue city is telling you crime is down. Crime is the lowest that it's been down in 30 years. And it's true because people, we know the game, man. If you break the law, you go to jail, especially black people. We know that because we've had to deal with that since the inception of this country. The police were actually invented to capture runaway slaves and to render sometimes free people into slavery. I don't know if you ever watched that movie 12 Years a Slave, but that's what happened in that movie. Anyway, they are trying to fill these prisons back up because a 30-year low on crime means that somebody who has invested in these prisons is losing money. So we got to figure out a way to fill these prisons back up, ladies and gentlemen. You better wake up, see what's going on. Let's get into some more videos, man.
So I never thought I would say this, but we are beginning to see some good come out of the Trump presidency. And what's happening is people are waking up to the understanding of the American empire. Now, the black community has known this for centuries, and in most recent history, the war on drugs. Look at how similar the ICE raids are to the war on drugs in the 80s and the 90s, the SWAT teams and the raids and all this stuff. It's the same tactic because it's the same empire. And what Trump has done is he's just shifted the target from the black community to the Hispanic community because we needed a new enemy. We couldn't vilify the black community anymore after the civil rights era, and particularly after George Floyd. So what? Go after the immigrants, them, bad people. And it's what we've been doing for centuries. But I think people are waking up to see the underbelly of the American empire, what the black community has seen for so long. It's just the true nature of this nation shining through, and a call for all of us to check our hearts to make sure that we are treating all people the same, no matter what they look like on the outside.
Hey man, I think that brother is right. We got to treat each other equally. This racism stuff is just bad business. It's bad all the way around. It's expensive. It's costing our country, and pretty soon it's going to cost us our peace and stability here. And this is real talk. What he was talking about, black people knowing this, is the same thing that I mentioned before I played his video. Black people have known this before America was created as a country. Believe it or not, when hip hop music first came out in the 80s and 90s, hip hop was a good reflection of black consciousness about social issues, and that has changed. But what happened in I'd say the early and late 90s is we had just a whole group of excellent teachers. Let's see, people like Bobby Hemmett. You can still catch Bobby Hemmett on YouTube. There's people like Professor Griff. You can catch him on YouTube. These people were predicting the things that we see today before they happen. They all learned from what we call today master teachers. We had a group of black doctors and professors who set out to prove that Egypt, the ancient Egyptians, were black people. And they did that. They argued with all the scholars in the world. I'm talking about men like Sheikh Anthony Diop. He's a French scholar. This man proved to the whole world that the ancient Egyptians were black. Then we have Dr. Henry Clark. And the reason why I'm showing you these pictures, believe it or not, a lot of people don't know where to start when it comes to black history. I just gave you a few places to start. We also have people who are currently modern day giving tours and teaching this history that they also learned from Henry Clark and Sheikh Anthony Diop. And they will take you there and show you the evidence. People like Ashra Quincy. Okay, so just in case you're wondering why these people don't want to accept our history, don't want to accept that we're equal people. When I see a black pilot, I wonder, am I safe? That's a Charlie Kirk quote. Basically, they don't want to give black people credit to have the intellectual capacity to do anything. They admit it themselves when they get out the movement. You want to see?
My name is Danny, and I left Maga. I left Maga in about 2021, but the reason why I gravitated towards Trump and Maga was because I was uneducated. I was misinformed, but at the time, it was at the height of the Black Lives Matters movement and Trump campaigning for his first presidency. And Trump convinced me, like many other white men in this country, that we were under attack. Our way of life, our values were under attack, that we were tolerant of every group unless you were a white, straight, Christian, conservative male. Then you were the cause of all the problems in this nation. And ultimately, it made me the victim. And the truth is, Trump made me feel safe in my mediocrity. When I was part of MAGA, I never had to learn anything new. And Trump didn't make me or other MAGA folks racist, xenophobic, misogynistic, transphobic, or homophobic. He just allowed us to be the people that we already were. The United States of America was founded on racism. It was founded on misogyny. It was founded on homophobia and transphobia. And when all of the isms and phobias were under attack and people were now forced to be held accountable, rather than taking it as an opportunity to grow, many white folks doubled down on their ignorance, dug in their heels, and fought back. And to the privilege, diversity, equity, and inclusion begins to feel like discrimination and oppression. And it wasn't until I decentered myself, deconstructed, that I found real peace.
Hey, so you don't have to take my word for it, because I was never a Maga follower. Danny Collins was, and he just told you what it was all about. And that's the reason why I showed you Dr. Henry Clark and Cheik Anthony Diop. Those are master teachers. Their career was in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. They taught for years. As a matter of fact, Dr. Henry Clark, he taught so long, he went blind. He read so much and he taught for so long that he actually went blind and continued to teach. So yeah, education is important. I mean, Danny just told you the first thing that he said was, I was uneducated. I did not know. And basically what they don't know is that other people of color, are human beings too.
Yo, we're smoking on that fucking MAGA pack. How does it feel to watch your entire ideology die in real time? The tide is fucking turning, and I know you MAGA rats fucking feel it. You thought you were the majority? You thought America supported you? Dog, you are the bottom of the barrel scum left, but you are the backwash of this nation. And now, finally, I know you saw that parade. I know you saw it and you went, damn, this is a bad look. I know you saw millions of people protesting. I know you see everything that's going on. And guys, if you're not MAGA, just so you can understand what's going to happen, they're going to start abandoning Trump in silence because they're going to be embarrassed. You're all going to be fucking embarrassed to have supported this man in the first place. But here's the thing. The internet is forever. And you stupid fucks, you bought all his merch. You bought the Trump cards, the Trump shoes, the Trump hats, the Trump flags. You changed your clan tag and Call of Duty to Trump. You turned your entire identity into Donald Trump. And when that movement is left behind, so will you. You will be left behind. While the rest of us, the actual grown adults, we do the work. Because you've proven to us, you have proven that you are incapable of making decisions for yourself. In that case, we'll make them for you.
I actually disagree with him, because I know for a fact the hardest thing for people to do is to admit when they're wrong. And if the Jeffrey Epstein files didn't teach you something, I don't know what will. But these people begged for 8 years for the government to release the Epstein files. Trump promised them that he would release the Epstein files when he got into office, and then he didn't do it. They won't admit they're wrong. Now they just ignore it. Or they'll tell you, well, I kind of agree with the Epstein file thing, but and then they'll start arguing with you about other stuff, other issues in politics. But hold on, man. I can't get past the fact that we're talking about someone who has been credibly accused of pedophilia. I can't talk about the budget until we solve that issue. I can't talk about military spending until we find out where pedophiles are. Because you guys brought up the issue for 8 years, and some of you guys built your whole career out of that. Some of you guys swore up and down that Joe Biden was a pedophile and he couldn't inhabit the White House, and now you just let that go. Ain't that something, man? My name is Mac Rome. This has been another episode of Liquid Politics with Mac Rome. You guys be safe out there. You see things are really getting crazy. We're going to keep doing these shows. This was episode 7. Peace out. And we're going to get out of here one more time. Oh, we're going to get out of here with my boy Randy. He's actually a friend of mine on Instagram. And he wants me to convey this message to my audience. If you go out and protest on October the 18th, the No Kings protest, or any protest in the future that you plan on attending, please do not commit any violence. Please do not commit any vandalism. we do suggest that you wear your favorite animal costume, frog, carrot soup, whatever you got. Wear that so that they can't portray the American public as being violent. Peace out.
Hell yeah! All around me are ICE agents. Hate all races except white faces. Bright and early to catch brown people. No expression, just regression. The tear gas going up their asses. No expression, no expression. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad that ICE makes more money than all our veterans. Man.